Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Soup Podcast. Today, I got a really cool guest, really great guy on here, and an awesome basketball player. Got Marques Warrick. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
You guys had just finished up a great season. Went out. You had a great season, averaged 20 a game this year. Went to the Horizon League tournament, won that. Put up a great fight in round one against Houston. So, you represented the school amazing, obviously, and I can't imagine, how good it felt to go to all those lengths and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, we had a great season. 3 great battles in the Horizon League tournament, and which got us to the NCAA tournament. And it was when we drew Houston, it was it was like reality set in. It was like we got to prepare for these guys. We got about maybe a couple of days before we head to Birmingham. So, but we put up a pretty good fight. Had a good game plan against them. They just didn't make enough shots. But proud of our guys.
Yeah, you all played amazing. It was crazy to watch it on TV. It's like you get to see all these other schools, like these blue bloods and stuff like that are pretty much in there every year. But to get to watch your school and get to watch you guys go out and play like that against a school like Houston that's got all these guys like Marcus Sasser, all those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool, and obviously everyone's all proud of you guys. You guys played really great this season.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start it off with the soup, going ahead and getting into that. So what kind of soup did you bring on today?
I just brought Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Probably one of the only soups I had growing up. It's because I'm not a big soup guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know the names of a lot of soups or what's in it, but not my first option to get at a restaurant or something like that. But you always got to go with the classic.
Yeah.
What you grew up with, so can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say like I'll do a taste test and stuff like that. Obviously I'll eat it, but
Yeah.
it's like chicken noodle soup. Like you said, can't go wrong with it. It's just a favorite. Everyone's loves it.
Yeah.
So getting into the questions, when did you start playing basketball? Was it like when you were really young, or?
Yeah, really young. I don't know when they first put a ball in my hand, my parents, but I know my first memories of playing basketball when I was about 5, 6. I started out in youth leagues and organized basketball early, and so I knew early like it would be really a dream of mine to do something one day with basketball, play professionally, play in college. So yeah, this is definitely my dream since day one. I've been working really hard ever since.
Yeah, no doubt. Who was like originally inspired you to play the most? Was there someone that you watched play, or was it more your parents, or?
Yeah, my mom, she never really played basketball or never really played sports growing up, but my dad, he played basketball in college, and my granddad, he taught me as well, and they both kind of inspired me and pushed me to really want to do it because I wanted to do it as well, which is most important, as long as I wanted to do it. And so they really pushed me, inspired me, and growing up, my favorite player is Kobe, so just a little bit of both.
Yeah. Did you have siblings growing up that played any sports?
No, I didn't. I was mostly only child because I have an older sister. She's 32 now.
Okay.
She has a son, but mostly only child growing up. Just me and my mom at home mostly. So
yeah,
that was it.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Did you? Was there any other sports that you played growing up, or was it pretty much just solely basketball all the time?
I was one of those people that's, and still to this day, that's like any other type of sport. Like you'll see me like I'm kind of good at it, but I'm also actually good at tennis.
Oh, okay.
My dad and granddad taught me how to play. They were good at it as well, and so I grew up playing tennis, but not competitively because I just wanted to focus on basketball.
Yeah.
But really good at tennis. Played 1 year football and 1 year baseball. And so I was a pretty sporty guy growing up.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
It's a lot of times anymore. It's in high school sports especially. You see kids that are like, more the coaches. They want the kids to focus on one sport, but
yeah. Just going to high school, really, I just shifted mainly on basketball just because I knew if I really wanted to play in college and further that I would have to just stick to that. And, that's not the case for a lot of people. They obviously play more sports than one, but for me, that just wasn't me, just playing more than one sport. So, just want to stick to basketball, especially after middle school and high school. So.
Yeah, obviously turned out pretty well. Got to D1 school, put up a great career so far.
Yeah.
So when did you realize, because you went to Henry Clay in Lexington, when did you realize, was there like a game or a season or something like that made you realize that it was like you had a future in basketball, that you could take this really far?
That's a good question. At all the years, nobody really ever asked me that turning point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think there's a turning point, but ever since my 8th grade year in middle school, I really improved like every single year, and I feel like in 8th grade, I was ever since 8th grade and early high school, I was really underrated
Mm-hmm.
in the state and wasn't ranked. My freshman year, I didn't only played like half the year on varsity, barely even played on varsity my freshman year, and I came in the sophomore year ranked number 43 in Kentucky,
Oh,
and
okay.
that was, I don't know, that was like my first experience of being snubbed or feeling like that, and I really improved on the year. That's when I got a big role in my high school team and started, and then I finished the year ranked number 3. So that's when I was like, I really improved. I can really do this if I keep working hard. I can get to the next level. So that's what I did. I had a really good AAU season. Got D1 interest in
Mm-hmm.
the AAU scene. Took off from there, honestly. But I'm still under recruited till
Yeah.
senior year until I commit to NKU. But that was kind of the turning point after
Okay.
my sophomore year. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Was there ever like an off season or something where you kind of, I guess, had that turning point with like your training regimen or anything like that, where you knew you needed to step it up?
It was kind of, my training schedule and my training ability was kind of hard since middle school because my dad, him and my mom divorced. My mom was in Lexington, so I live in primary with her, but
Okay.
he still lived in Louisville, and I would go there almost every summer and work out like almost every day. Get up in the morning, go to the Y or something, go running at a park just to stay in condition for AAU season.
Yeah.
And so, he wouldn't take anything lightly. Like we really took it seriously over there in Louisville. So that's
Mhm.
when, especially going into my junior year, because I knew I had to have a big year to get continue to be recruited, and so that's definitely when it ramped up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Growing up in Lexington, were you a big Wildcats fan?
no, I wasn't. A lot of people ask me that, but no, I was actually a Florida fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't like. It was, I don't know what it was. I know why I was a Florida fan. I remember winning them winning back to back, 07 or 06, 07. Yeah. And that's when I really started liking Florida, and I knew about Billy Donovan and those teams, and
Yeah.
just being from Lexington, I didn't like going with the crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everybody liked Kentucky. It was just funny when they lost.
Yeah.
Everybody being
Oh,
mad.
yeah.
But yeah, I just grew up a Florida fan, football and basketball.
Mhm.
So.
Did you have a favorite player on either of those sports, or was it kind of just more of the team?
I remember a lot of players. Did I have a favorite player? That's tough. I remember a lot of players, honestly. I remember Scotty Wilbekin back in like 2013, 2014. Kenny Boyden, remember him. Bradley Beal was on there. I forgot. Yeah, but there's a lot of players I remember.
Yeah.
So those really stuck out to me because especially some of them played my position in basketball. So
Yeah.
cool to watch them growing up.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember. I don't remember what year it was. I want to say it was like 2014, 2015. They had a point guard on that team that it was like, because my family's, growing up, they were all Kentucky Wildcat fans, so I've kind of grown up in that. But they had a point guard on Florida that was always giving us trouble. I can't remember his name now, but it was like, I couldn't stand
What year
that
was
dude.
it?
I want to say it was like 2014, 2015, around that time.
Yeah, I don't.
It was
I
the
don't remember
year.
the roster.
I think it was the year they went to the Final Four
Final Four, yeah, that
against
was
UConn.
2014.
Yeah,
That might have been Wilbekin,
yeah,
number 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they always had good teams year in and year out.
Yeah.
And Billy Donovan, he's made his mark in college as a coach, and then he's obviously gone on to the pros and had coached some pretty good teams there too. So,
Yeah.
so growing up, playing in Lexington, obviously that's got a rich basketball culture and that area down there. Did you play a lot of, I guess, notable or higher ranked players or teams that you really remember that stuck out to you the most?
Yeah, in high school, I would say we played at least 3 Louisville teams every year. That's one thing my coach wanted to do. I think it was like Ballard, Eastern, and another team I forgot. But we would play at least 3 Louisville schools every year. Louisville schools, they're a challenge. But I remember my senior year, actually, we went to Charlotte for a Christmas tournament.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty high level tournament that we played in Charlotte. And then the first team we played was Milton out of Georgia. I don't know if you know Bruce Thornton plays at Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
We played him. We got a win against them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a pretty good win. And they got another guy. I think he's graduating this year. He was a top 30, top 50 recruit. But yeah, and then we played a couple other private schools over there they were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Had some D1 talent, but that was probably the best talent we played that I've played against. And AAU, I mean, I can't even get started on all the players that I played against in teams, especially being on the Adidas Gold Circuit my 17U year.
Mm-hmm.
So played a few guys that went high major and even in the NBA right now. So
yeah, well, that's super cool. I mean, it gives you that good experience and stuff like that.
Yeah,
do you still stay connected with any of those guys that you either played against or played with?
Nobody that I really played against, but played with. We had probably about 7 or 8 guys on D1.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was not crazy, but it was just a good experience being around all those high level guys and going to Division I college to play basketball and just that competitiveness, especially in practice and stuff like that. And one of them, my guy Max Land, who went to St. Francis. He's in the portal right now. Looking at NKU, so AAU teammate, we might reconnect, we reunite. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. So you're Henry Clay's all-time leading scorer, right?
Right.
What was it kind of like when you broke that record and set that goal that achievement that's could last for years? It
was surreal, honestly. Didn't take a while. It took a while for it to hit me, really, because like Henry Clay's been around since 15, one of the oldest high schools, and rich tradition, like you said. A lot of great players have been through there. Steve Miller was my assistant coach at the time, and he was the previous record holder for the number 1 spot, and it was just great to pass him, and all the hard work that I put in and been through, and it really paid off. So it was a really great moment.
Yeah, I bet that's really cool to, especially in your hometown too, to have a achievement like that.
Right.
And then you also got, they said this during the March Madness broadcast, you got Marques Warrick Day down there.
Yeah.
What's it kind of like what's it like to have, in your hometown, have like all this notoriety and stuff like that, and stuff that's going to, go on for years and years of everyone looking back at you and stuff?
Yeah. Sometimes I really forget about that, but because it's kind of new to me, and I don't even know what to think of it, honestly, just because I didn't. Going into the game, we played Transy as an exhibition game, and they presented it to me at halftime. I didn't even know it was going to happen at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was surprised. They called me to the middle. I was like, what's going on? So I really didn't know. But it was just cool for your city to recognize you and all the achievements. And, most importantly, I've gave back to the community in Lexington and done a lot of – my mom runs food banks and stuff like that, so I help her with that. And basketball camps that I did last year in Lexington, and it's cool, especially a city as big as Lexington. It's not that big, but nice size city, nice population. For them to recognize everything you've done for the city, feels really good.
Mm-hmm. Do you still have a lot of the kids, whether it's like high schoolers or maybe some middle schoolers, that reach out to you about like, hey, like I'm trying to learn this move, or hey, is there any chance we could work on this or something like that? Do you get many of those messages ever?
I have some of them on social media. They follow me. Some of them reach out. They come to the game sometimes. Obviously, I mean, they're big fans, kind of. They follow me, follow NKU basketball, and I'm sure I might do another camp in Lexington this summer, so they're going to be there, hopefully. But yeah, I still connect with them, and they reach out for advice or things that they need to learn more about on the course and stuff like that. So it's good to connect with them.
It's I know, like, growing up, the high schoolers, obviously Simon Kenton, we didn't have like the D1 talent that like you or anything like that, but it was nice to know that you could have those high schoolers that you could ask questions to or something like that, and then
role
just
models,
exactly.
That's big.
So, of all the leagues you played in, whether it was like AAU or high school or anything, what was the toughest individual matchup that you think you've ever had to go in?
Are you counting college or no?
Yeah.
Or college?
Mm.
I mean, anything in college is obviously a step above high school, and Oh, I mean, I'll give one for college. And it's tough because, if you watch NKU, we don't run a traditional man or a traditional zone. So it's like we don't have certain matchups or certain assignments.
Yeah.
But there are times we do have to guard one-on-one, because that's how our defense is. I mean, I would say Antoine Davis for sure. From Detroit, he gave us a lot of problems. It was a lot of game prep and trying to guard him, trying to simulate him in practice. But he scored at least 20 something every game we played against him in his career. So he's definitely one of the hardest guys I've ever had to play against, just because of his dynamic ability to score the ball in many different ways, threes, mid range, floaters, and stuff like that. I would say. I remember in AAU also had to play against what was his name, Andre Curbelo. He's at St. John's now, I think. He played for the New York Jayhawks. We played them in Birmingham for an AAU tournament, and it was in front of a lot of college coaches.
Yeah.
So, shifty point guard. I remember that was my first real test playing against a high major person. So, it was a really tough battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just good experiences.
Yeah.
They build you for the next level. They build you for future experience. So, yeah.
Was there ever a game that you had in your entire career where it was like you just felt like so locked into the game or just so on or whatever you want to call it, like that you felt no one could stop you? Like, was there ever a game in your career that stuck out to you the most of the fun or the intensity or anything like that?
Yeah. I would say in high school, I remember we were in a Christmas tournament, our Christmas tournament that we hosted. It was a championship game. I was really hyped up because we were playing Bourbon County, a team that I know a lot of people on because some of them from Lexington, and I played AAU with them years before. So, it's just one of those games like the emotions are running in you, and you're just hyped to play. And I ended up scoring 35 and hit the game winner. And, it was just one of my best games that I've been a part of.
Yeah.
And, when I talk about best games, those correlate in wins because mostly I'm a winning type of guy. Like, I like winning above all, above me getting however points I get, And so, that means a lot. And definitely this year when I had 45 points, I was really locked in. It was against Tennessee Tech. Got the win in double overtime, and that was a really crazy experience, just scoring that many points, being the leader in NCAA Division I for a while. And but yeah, those 2 games I was really locked in on winning. So that's why.
So in the I want to say you were the leading scorer in the game against UC this year.
Yeah.
What was that kind of like? Because obviously it's not like we don't get those games, those level of games here every year. What was it kind of like between like the game flow and like the fan interaction and all that?
Yeah, we knew it would be high emotion, just because. I mean, that's a crowd we've never seen before, like 9,000 in the arena, and we appreciate all of the support and everyone who came out just to help us beat UC, because without them, we probably wouldn't have been near as possible, because home games mean a lot, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, a lot of emotion. It's just about setting your nerves, especially at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
But once those nerves are settled, it's like you can just lock in on the game and play. Like, you have nothing to lose, especially as a team that's not picked to win. So that really, did a lot for us.
Yeah. And then especially this year, you've gotten a lot of notoriety because you had that one game winner against Cleveland State on your birthday, and the UC game, and then getting to the tournament. What has that kind of felt like with like such a upped media presence and stuff?
Yeah, especially on this level, it's a lot because you get to be on ESPN, SportsCenter, and there's different media outlets just talking about you. And, that's one of the reasons why I came here, not to have individual success, but to make Northern Kentucky's name known. Because a lot of people around the country don't know about Northern Kentucky. And, because we're a winning program, probably one of the best, mid-major programs, I would say. We're up and coming. I think 4 Horizon League tournament wins, Horizon League championship wins. And so, but like I said, a lot of people don't know us around the country. So that's one of the things I want to do. And that's having a good individual performance, then, so be it. But I just want NKU's name to be known more around the country. So that's why one of the reasons why I came here.
Yeah. What was it like after the game, after that Cleveland State game? Was it like a lot of interviews, or when you did kind of start to see that all this media buzz and stuff like that of your shot? What was it kind of like in those few hours?
Yeah. Not a lot of interviews, but besides the post game and stuff like that, but a lot of texts from friends, family. Like I said, ESPN Sports Center, a lot of different other outlets were posting it, so that was really cool just to be on the different pages. Hasn't been done before by an individual in a while, but it was really cool to have that notoriety and little 15 seconds of fame, I guess, just because all the outlets were posting it. But it was cool. Like I said, just wanted to make NKU's name known though.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So across like all the leagues you played in and stuff, high school, college, AAU, was there a teammate that you either liked the most or that you felt you meshed with the most of in your entire career?
Yeah, that's a good question. Man, I've been really fortunate to be on teams where there wasn't bad chemistry. There was good vibes, good chemistry all around. You like the guys that you played with. I'm not gonna say everybody I played with was perfect and would want to play with them again, but definitely off the court we had that connection and bond. But I think this year, or through my 3 years in NKU, Trayvon Faulkner, our fifth-year senior this year, he was the most impactful to me, not only to me but a few other teammates as well who came in with him. And I was fortunate to spend 3 years with him. I came in, he was a junior, and he was our emotional leader, our vocal leader. Will get us through tough days in practice, get us through tough games. And it helped that he was an all-conference type player too. So he was definitely a role model for me coming in because he really taught me how to be tough and not only worried about offense but defense, one of the most important things. And he was definitely the most impactful teammate I've had. And I've told him, because he meant a lot to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never personally gotten to speak with him, but he seems like a great guy. He obviously loves what's building here at NKU. He's been able to stay here as long as he has.
Yeah, he helped it.
Yeah.
NKU build to where we're at now, 2019 and 2020 championship. So
yeah,
really helped it.
And you graduated high school in 2020, right?
2020, yeah.
So what was kind of that process of coming into college basketball during the COVID and all that stuff? Was it really weird? Or
I don't look at it as a bad thing at all because you get to look at it as. Are you 2020 as well? Or?
I graduated 2022.
2022.
So I just graduated this past year.
You were a freshman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But I don't look at it as a bad thing at all because it's just another experience, a life experience, and not a lot of people can say they came into college during the COVID year or played during the COVID year.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that was kind of like, wow, like this actually happened. No fans, none of that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But yeah, it was kind of weird because we couldn't work out at the start of June. We didn't work out till like mid-July. So a month and a half after the normal date that we should started working out, we didn't. So we were kind of behind and had to rush things because it was once July ended. It was August, and August you're trying to put your foot on the gas and start the season. And so it was kind of weird at first. COVID testing like every week or two. I don't really remember. It feels like an eternity ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of COVID testing, and some people got it, some people didn't. But in a couple of breaks because of when they did. But it was just weird time all around. But just thankful for the experience though.
Yeah. Did it help you kind of get, I guess, accumulated to the college, maybe like the college D1 basketball sort of thing, because you started playing games with very little to no fans, and then it's just kind of gone up and up the few years you've been here. Do you feel like it helped you, or do you feel like it was a weird jump going from no fans to?
Yeah, it was a weird jump. We only played like one game in front of fans, in front of any type of fans. We played at Dayton, end of 2020. They had a few fans, but that was it. I didn't really experience the D1 college basketball experience at all that year, and that was one of the reasons why, you know, it was one of my dreams, because just to play in front of fans and the fan bases, especially on the road, playing against top competition, and so, but like I said, it was just a weird experience with no fans and fake crowd noise and having the posters of the fans' faces and stuff like that. It's cool but funny, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was just literally once in a lifetime experience. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So of all like because I'm assuming you've gotten to meet like you have met like a whole ton of players and stuff like that, whether it's, you know, through AAU and all that. What were some of like the players that you've met that have stuck in your head the most, whether it was like due to their play or their personality off the court or just kind of how they interacted with you in general?
Yeah, that's a tough question because I really haven't met a lot of famous people. I haven't been to, you know, like I said, I was underrated, under recruited, so I didn't go to high level camps or play for the best teams and just stuff like that. I mean, I've met a few other players. I've been to a couple of camps, obviously, but I met a couple of players, played against a couple of players, high major, like I said. I remember last year I went to Phoenix to work out with Damian Lillard's trainer and a couple other high major players.
Yeah.
Mike Miles, TCU. So it was cool getting to know him, working out with him. A couple dude from Georgia and a couple his teammate on TCU. But yeah, that was the most recent experience that I've had, really working out with high level athletes and seeing how they work and just how they get their game. And like I said, just being around Damian Lillard's trainer and getting to know more things from him.
Yeah.
So it was a cool experience though.
Yeah, that sounds really neat.
Yeah.
Getting to meet players of that caliber and like or their trainers and get to hear like how hard they do go and stuff like that, because it's obviously it's not easy to get to that level.
No, not easy.
Yeah. So, you know, you guys just got back from where's the game was up in Dayton, right?
Birmingham.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was it kind of like, because I know they try and do like games were not right after each other, but they were pretty close. Was it kind of like AAU where you were having to like stand off to the sideline and watch the end of the game or something like that?
Yeah, kind of. We were watching, it was Auburn, Iowa. We were watching like we warmed up in the locker room area, the walking out area. So we warmed up in there and did stretches and stuff like that, obviously. And then we walked out in the tunnel to watch the end of the Auburn, Iowa game with about 2 minutes left. And just seeing that experience, seeing all those fans there.
Yeah.
You know, you're about to go on the floor, you know, to the big stage, and kind of did feel like AAU watching the end of a game and about to warm up. And, you know, unfortunately, we only had like a 26-minute warm up, which I hate those type of warm ups. I can't really get in a rhythm at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but it was, and then it was just a great experience being there and, you know, just playing in front of that, you know, that type of stage.
So if you could play with like any player on any team, like at any level, whether it's like pro or playing with another college athlete, what would like your number one player be that you'd want to have that opportunity with?
Well, I would definitely want to pick an NBA player because they know a lot, experience a lot, been through a lot. So, and I don't dislike anybody. I might as well say my favorite player right now is LeBron, but I'm not gonna say LeBron. That's a cliche answer, but I would say probably Damian Lillard though, just because he came from a mid-major. He knows what it's like to be under-recruited, under-ranked, and you know he's been through a lot as well. And the way he's made a name for himself in Portland and built his career up there and improved every year, so that would be a good guy to be under his wing and you know, learn more about, and you know he can teach me the ropes.
Yeah.
Just being the type of player that he was and he is now.
So, do you think there's like a NBA player now that you compare your game to the most, or that you've shaped your game around the most?
There's nobody that I really like watch and try to get my stuff to. I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but there's never been me really. Like I never really went to this player and been like, oh, well, I need his moves or stuff like that. But somebody that really like that I play like is probably CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
Because he's like a combo guard, shorter, not as athletic as everybody else. Good shot maker, can get everybody else shots too as well. So that's somebody that I've watched over the years. I was like, yeah, I could be like that guy. Like,
Yeah.
we do the same things, and so that's somebody I really watched.
Growing up, was there ever a moment of realization where it was like you found out where it was on the court that you fit in, where it was like, oh, maybe I'm not a defensive stopper, I'm not like a floor facilitator or anything like that? Was there ever a time where you were like, I'm just the dude that goes out there and gets buckets?
Yeah, probably my early years of high school. Like, I knew for sure. I didn't know for sure yet, but like I could feel it that I wasn't gonna be the most athletic guard out there. I wasn't gonna be the fastest. I'm not slow, but I'm definitely not the quickest, the fastest. I definitely can't jump the highest. I just started dunking until the end of my sophomore year, and so I knew I wouldn't be the most athletic dude. So I knew that the way I train and the way I try to get better is that I gotta learn moves and different finishes around the rim, especially being about 6'2", maybe 6'3", that I gotta do around the rim against bigger guys and against other athletic guards, and just learn how to play like that, because I knew I wouldn't probably get another 2 to 3 more inches of height.
Yeah.
I stopped growing maybe senior year of high school, maybe junior year. So, and definitely athleticism. I didn't know if I would get any more inches of that as well. I mean, I've improved, but it's not like night and day. You know? But I knew I wouldn't be the most athletic, so I just gotta work around that and try to get my buckets in different ways. So
yeah. I mean, you did a great job of it. You go out every night and put on a great performance.
Yeah, thank you.
I had a question. I forget what it was now. I'll go to the next question. So, if you weren't playing basketball, what would you be doing, or what would you want to be doing?
It's hard to say, because, like I said, since I was like 5, that's really what I wanted to do. If I didn't have basketball, one of the options would be just going to school. I've always been a pretty smart guy. Did good in school all my years, so I would definitely want to get a degree, education. But like I said, I was good at tennis as well, so maybe I could have done that as a path. I was pretty good, but definitely, I like sports, so I would definitely try to stay in sports. If it's not basketball, then I would probably pursue tennis. But if not, just go to school, get an education. So.
Yeah. You got any other hobbies that maybe like someone or that people don't know about you that you like to do? Whether it's, I don't know, if it's like cooking or something like that.
Nothing that really sticks out. I mean, since I don't play competitively, like I said, tennis, that's one of my hobbies I like to do sometimes. I can cook a little bit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't really call it a hobby, though. I just do it so I can eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but nah, I mean, I just like doing what a lot of other people do, hanging out with friends, video games, stuff like that. Not a out of the ordinary guy.
Yeah.
Outside of basketball.
So do you have, what is like going into this next year, what do you feel is the biggest area of your game that you want to improve?
Yeah. A lot of areas. I think I need to definitely still improve my strengths. I would say, during the playing season, I was about 180. In the preseason, about the summer and the fall, I was about 185. And obviously, when you're going up and down a lot, you tend to lose that weight. And trying to get back that weight up in the spring. Try to maybe get to 190 by summer. So I can definitely, get more strength and power around the rim offensively. Not only that, but defensively, holding my ground, guarding the ball in defense. That's one of my main things. Just since I was a freshman, is just getting better on defense, because my coach, he was really on me ever since then. But yeah, and but like I said, improving my strengths and my offensive game, because that's what's going to get a lot of people's attention. Just me being from a mid-major and kind of shorter than a lot of other guys in my position. So just getting their attention by just improving my strengths, my mid-range ability, 3-point, making plays for others. So,
yeah. So what's kind of the next step going into this year? Is it, obviously, you don't have to, I'm not asking you like if you have other plans aside from NKU or anything like that, but what's kind of going into this upcoming year, what is your your like main goals or something like that?
Yeah. I'm gonna. I mean, soon I'm gonna probably meet with my coach. I have no intention of really transferring at all. Like I said, I want to come here and make a name for myself at NKU,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully next year, maybe winning a game or two in the tournament, and definitely boosting my career from there. An option could be testing the waters in the draft, seeing what they think about me, and come back to school and really apply those things.
Yeah.
That could be an option, but I'm just focused on NKU and the people we might bring in. We have a couple of freshmen coming in. They'll come in the summer, and we're looking in the portal for some guys as well. So, just focus on NKU and the pieces we're going to bring, the pieces we're bringing back, especially.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of chemistry. So whoever it is coming back, whoever isn't coming back, we'll be good. It's just improving on this season because we're not going to be satisfied at all. We're going to work again like we didn't win a championship.
Yeah.
Just like last year when we came up short.
Yeah.
So we're just going to continue to keep working and focus on next year. So taking it one day at a time.
Mm-hmm. You think this group of guys right now, whether it's or including the guys that are coming in, you think you all have a good shot of winning that game or two in the tournament, like making that next step and that next move?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident with our freshmen coming in. We won't know who's playing and who's not until September.
Yeah.
And unless they really come in and show out in summer workouts and really improve quick as freshmen. But like I said, we're in the portal as well, looking for guys that fit this program. And so I know with the guys returning, and I have a pretty good idea who's returning and who's not, but we can definitely be a top 2, top 3 seed to get in the Horizon League and go on and win it next year. But it's just about taking it day by day, just improving, just playing NKU basketball. That's it. We're not really worried about any other team or anybody else, who's coming, who's not. We're just focused on us.
Yeah.
So
when you started at NKU, was it easy to, I guess, kind of mesh with personalities and like feel comforted in the place you were playing in?
Yeah, it was, because I knew those were the guys I would come here with. I took an official visit fall of 2019, and most of those guys were still here. When did I take it? 2019? Yeah, 2019. So Coach Horn was here. That was his first year. So we were me, Trey Robinson, and Jake Evans, who's still here, and two other guys transferred from our 2020 class, but we were his first recruits, and so that was pretty big for him, just for us to come and, lay that foundation, for his coaching career here in NKU. And, I knew the guys that I was coming in here with, I could really, like on and off the court, we had good chemistry, and, they helped me as freshmen. You don't really see a lot of seniors or juniors really trying to help the freshmen out because they don't want their spot to be taken or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen that at other programs, but they really helped me and my other freshman teammates out, adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
So, I already knew NKU was the right place.
Yeah. So who were some of the other schools that you were getting interest from or got some offers from coming out of Henry Clay? Yeah,
I was, contacted by at least like 25 to 30 schools, none of them over mid-major level.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot, but still I was under-recruited because I knew I could play higher than a little bit higher than mid-major level, but ended up only getting 6 D1 offers. The schools that were really after me were NKU, NJIT, Bellarmine.
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Louisville, and so my dad and his side of the family being from there, and I knew Bellarmine would be a good spot, but that was their first year D1, and they were transitioning, and my goal was to play in the tournament, and obviously I couldn't do that because of their transition to D1 at the time, but they were like probably number 2 on the list, and EKU really went after me hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and a couple other offers. They weren't that interested, though, from Kent State, Valpo. But NKU, NJIT, and Bellarmine, they were really pushing after me hard. So
yeah. Do you ever find yourself kind of starstruck, I guess, going out on the court and like recognizing some of these players? Like, this past week you go out and you play against Marcus Sasser, you play against Jarris Walker, you play against a bunch of these guys who it's like you see on like Sports Center ESPN, Bleacher Report, week by week. Do you ever find yourself starstruck, or do you go out there and it's kind of just like, it's me and this guy, me and my team, and they're just a team of basketball players too?
Yeah, I would say if I told myself 4 or 5 years ago that I would be on the court with some of these guys, I'd be like, wow, like, I mean, that's the fan in me, like, because like I said, I was a college basketball fan growing up. I'd be like, wow, like you're on the court with some of these future NBA guys, but now it's like I don't have that mentality. It's like that's cool playing against high level guys, and Sasser, might be a first rounder, and Jarris Walker probably gonna be lottery pick. It was cool, but there's business at hand. Like we had a team to prepare for, and I got a goal, which is to win this game. It's team versus team, so. There's no more fan. Like, you can't look at it as I'm playing against these guys. Like, you got to look at it as like another Horizon League team. Like, I'm trying to get past these guys. Like, I'm trying to win. So, like I said, it was cool. An experience that I won't forget. But, yeah, it was just like, I had to look at it as, got to be competitive. Playing against these guys, I got to win. So.
Or if an NBA GM were to come up to you right now and ask you or in the next few months, where you go through that process and stuff, ask you what is it about you that you think separates you from everyone else? From a Sasser, from a Walker, from a Grady Dick or anything like that. What would you tell them?
I mean, there would honestly be a lot of things because, I feel like I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything, but I would say, I'm really coachable. I take criticism well, a lot well than most guys. Like, I've seen a lot of bad reactions to criticism. Yeah. But I take criticism really well just because I want to improve, and I have improved because, numbers really don't lie. And ever since my freshman year of high school, you can see those numbers improve every year. And since my freshman year at NKU, improvement. And, I really, like hard work, and I will do whatever it takes to, stay on that level. If I get a chance to be on that level, I'll be fortunate and do whatever it takes. The hard work, the criticism, I'll take the coaching. I'm, really coachable, and but yeah, those are a couple main qualities that I would really pitch.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any wrapping this up? Do you have any remarks that you'd want to say to any listeners, that maybe, in a spot where they're, like you were saying, like freshman year of high school, they may not be getting a ton of minutes, or they're looking at this recruiting process, seeing mid-majors, thinking I'm under-recruited, I should be recruited higher. What things would you want to say to them to keep them up? And
the main thing is definitely to be patient. Me and my mom were talking about that since I was a sophomore. She really felt like school should have been coming after me harder, but they weren't. And I told her, just be patient. They're just going to come. The season's going to go by, and there will be schools after me. And, there were. And, it took a lot of patience and hard work and just dedication to want to be there, because a lot of guys, they will give up, after a few months, after they feel like they put in the work, but no results happen. And so, but, for me, after, no results happened after a few months, I kept going at it because I knew this is what I wanted to do. So, if you know what you want to do, just keep going after it, honestly. And, high school and now, I really relied on my faith. And, I told her, I guess got to be patient. So,
yeah,
that's the main thing.
Yeah, I think that's very, very helpful. And I know when I was playing, it was like I was talking about, talking to those guys, those role models, and the guys that are older than you, talk to them and learn from them is huge. So, being able to learn from a second team All Horizon player is definitely something that would help out a lot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate you coming on and talking to us about, all your experiences and stuff like that. It was really cool. So, yeah, I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it. I had a good time. Thank you.